Hey, welcome to Profitable Chats. Here we are again for our second episode. Just wanted to say, hey, I hope y'all are having a really great day. We ran errands and stuff today, and a topic came up. So we started talking, and then we went, hey, we could do that on video. So here we are, new day.
Let's give this go unscripted or anything. All right. The topic we were talking about was faith.
Faith.
We decided we kind of need to set a foundation about how the power of life and death is in the tongue. So if you'll open us with that scripture.
Oh, I will. Yes. It's Proverbs 18:21. I've got the New American Standard.
The right one.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit.
So
that's always sounded weird to me about the fruit thing. So
I know there's a lot more depth there. We'll have to dive into later.
Okay.
But
life and death.
The base being that life and death is in the power of the tongue. We don't understand how powerful that statement is. We speak things in ignorance, and yet we speak them.
And there's power.
So yes.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Did it say life, death, and neutrality?
Nope.
No, just life or death. So those are the two choices. We're either speaking life or speaking death.
Yeah, there's no neutral words.
There's
Someone
no neutral
said
words.
That to me.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we got to take that as fact and build on that.
Well, I mean, it is scripture, so I call it fact.
Exactly. One thing that comes to mind when you think of life and death in the power of the tongue.
Okay.
I always want to go validate it with a word.
Okay.
So the first thing that comes to my mind when we think of life is in the power of the tongue.
Okay.
Is when Jesus speaks life to Lazarus.
Okay.
He speaks it. He doesn't go over to Lazarus, shake his shoulder and say, get up. He speaks to him. Lazarus, come forth.
Right.
Come
forth.
And
he had to call his name because then everybody would come. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Because he was Jesus. Well, he was powerful.
We've got...
So he had to say Lazarus.
It's hard to wrap our heads around how powerful that is. But when we speak, vibrations go out. Vibrations have a power. Some say that
it's scientific.
Yes, that the vibrations go out there and they will continue. Even if they bounce back, they'll continue. They'll diminish, but they'll keep running on a half-life, which is never, you cannot ever diminish it completely. So that's an interesting concept, but you've got
God's creation in
the very beginning. He spoke it into existence.
Yeah, he said, let there
clap
be
his hands. He spoke
right.
it.
Yes.
For some reason, it's important that we speak it, that we put those words out there. He didn't give this to animals and other creatures. We are the only ones with a voice.
Because we were made in his image.
Exactly.
Okay. That's good.
So God speaks it. We are in his image. We are created as in his likeness.
Right.
So that same power and authority abides in his creation, us.
In our words.
His likeness.
Yes.
So our words have life and death. So the example of death, I think of when Jesus was a fig tree that he spoke to.
Fig tree. Yeah.
Can you find that one? I think
I can.
You had that at Matthew or something.
Matthew 11. We can do that pretty quickly. Matthew 11:14. Whoa, I'm on the wrong page. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, that is interesting because I'm in Matthew.
Matthew 11:14.
I know. What is happening?
I don't know.
You didn't want me to do this.
Did we miss our scripture?
Apparently.
Let's just reference it. I mean,
okay, in Matthew.
Jesus walks by a fig tree
Well, he was hungry.
He was hungry, and this fig tree had no
And
figs
he
on it.
wanted something to eat, yeah.
And it even says it wasn't in season.
Which that's not even fair, it seems.
And yet Jesus rebuked it
Yeah.
and spoke death to it.
Oh, he said, may no one ever eat fruit from you again. I mean,
That's death.
ever again. It's not like
Yeah.
you're not even
just
going to
right
produce
now,
this
you're not
season.
gonna. Yes.
Right.
And I believe it was the next day they came walking back by,
Yeah.
and it said it had withered from the root up. It wasn't just that the branches kind of withered. The very root, every essence of this thing was dead, just because he spoke it. Okay,
really powerful.
So we have that same life and death in our tongue, and and that obviously has to be coupled with faith. I believe even after the fig tree, and they see that it's withered, isn't that where he talks about if you have faith enough, you can speak to this mountain, be removed.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do it on my phone instead.
And
because yes.
So faith is important with our words.
Oh, it's Mark. That's why
Mark.
it's not
That would
Matthew.
probably
It's
do it.
Mark. It's
Okay.
Mark. Okay, so sorry. That's why. So yes, the mountain. Did you want?
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about that. Go ahead. Or did you want me to read it?
Go ahead and read it. Why not?
If it truly, I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, "Go throw yourself into the sea," and does not doubt in their heart, but believes what they say will happen, it will be done for them.
Okay. And I believe it's even another place that he references faith of a mustard seed. Say to this mountain.
That one really isn't
So-
Matthew.
So faith, we need faith coupled with our words. Okay.
Okay,
So-
so
Here we are.
because you believe in your heart, it said if you say it and you believe it, it will happen. Okay,
And
so
the
that's where
scripture
the
also
faith
say,
goes.
an overflow of the heart, a mouth speaks. So
Okay.
we speak things that we bind up in our heart,
Okay.
that we believe in our heart. So now we take a look at that and how we can misappropriate our faith.
Which means
Put it in the wrong place. I mean, we have the authority of the Creator within us, within our voice, to speak life or speak death.
right,
Um,
because it's in the power of our tongue. So
and I'm trying to think of the time that I had said something to somebody that, I had, when I struggled with that hernia.
okay,
I said something about hernia, and I'm, seeking the Lord for healing on it. And the first thing they said is, you can get an operation for that. You can go see the doctor and get that taken care of. And, well, yeah, you can. But that was immediately where their faith was. Their faith was in the doctor, not in the Creator.
Oh.
And
Hmm.
the Lord started showing me that we have so much, in a general, in this world, have more faith in doctors and medicine than we do in the Creator of the universe.
And his ability to heal.
And his ability to heal. And
That's a scary thought.
we put that faith there. And if we believe that doctors and medicine are the answer, that's where our faith lies. We're not most likely going to speak life and healing from God. We're going to try to speak it over here.
Go to the doctor.
Because this is where our faith is. We can even, I've heard so many people speak sickness upon themselves. Oh, I was around so-and-so yesterday. I know I'm going to get sick.
Mm.
That, they just spoke. I know I'm going to get sick.
So
They have the faith
they're speaking out of
to
faith.
get
That's what I was
sick.
about to say. Okay.
Life and death is in the power of our tongue.
We say all sorts of things all day long.
We do. We do.
We do. Some godly Christian things, most not.
How about
So we speak all kinds of things over ourselves and over each other.
the scripture that says about cursing and blessing? It shouldn't come from the same place. But yet, of course, the religious say cursing means don't say the four-letter
Means
words.
bad words. I don't
It
think
doesn't.
so.
Cursing is speaking a curse.
Which is a negative thing.
Yeah,
Or, I mean,
you're going to get sick.
Right.
You're going to have trouble in life. You're not going to be able to pay your bills. You're not going to, my car's going to break down. Those things, you're speaking curses.
You'll never amount to anything. Stuff like that.
And yet we speak those things. I can't tell you how many times that I've been around somebody that I said something about, oh, today's going to go really well. And they'll go, oh, now you just jinxed us. They had more faith. They had more faith that bad things were going to happen, that you spoke good things, than good things were going to happen, that you spoke bad things. I mean, it's irrelevant. It just blows my mind that's where their faith is.
And it's sad because don't we hear it all over, even out of our own mouths sometimes.
Yep, absolutely.
So we speak life or death. That's it. Those are the two choices, life or death.
And we can speak it on small scale or large scale.
We speak death over our own selves. We don't even recognize that we do that. Oh, Lord, open up our eyes so we can speak life over ourselves, speak life over those we love, those we go to church with, not.
And you can even, I'll say, steal faith. There was an incident where there was a service where their healing was going on. Okay. So the faith to heal was there, as the scriptures say. And there was this person who had been in a wheelchair since birth, all curled up and never walked. And the person leading the service had a word, went over, prayed healing. That person got out of the wheelchair and was walking around.
Having never done that
having
before.
Never walked before. Okay, wow. A miracle of God just happened.
Right. And in front of all these people.
That person's caretaker, whether it was the parent or whoever was with that one, said, oh, you've been walking long enough, you need to sit back down in your chair. And as soon as she sat back down in that chair, she never got out of that chair again.
Oh, no.
Because faith was given and then faith was stolen. Because that person didn't have the faith for them to continue walking. They had more faith in that wheelchair and in the doctors because that person got diagnosed by a doctor.
That hurts.
So if a doctor hasn't, done what they need to do to fix her, this can't really be real. So if they get out of the chair and start walking around, and that just shows the power that we have in both directions. The power and faith to get out of the chair in life. And then
one person stealing it back away from you?
And put it back in the chair.
Oh, I don't love that. I don't like that at all. It makes me sad.
I know. But that's what we've got. And we've got to learn in everything we do, we've got to be so conscious of, are we speaking life? Mm-hmm. Are we speaking death? And not only that, we got to understand how much life we can actually speak.
That's true.
When Jesus said to this mountain, you can speak to it and it be removed, that doesn't mean it's a good thing or a bad thing. So we have that same faith.
You're talking the mustard seed one, where they're like a small amount as a mustard seed, and you can make this mountain move. Mm-hmm. So whether the mountain's a good thing or a bad thing.
Correct.
Okay.
So we can have the faith to speak negative things.
And we do.
We have faith to speak the positive things.
Oh, should we please? Yes.
We've got to really turn away from those negative things. Turn away from the death speaking that we do and speak life in everything we do. Speak life to those around us. How many times growing up did you hear stuff like, oh, you're just being stupid?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're ugly.
Sure.
Those are death words.
You're right.
Life needs to be spoken. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're intelligent. You're blessed. You're anointed. And those are the things we need to be speaking over ourselves and those people around us.
See, I don't remember specifically when our kids were small what words I said, but now I always try to speak life over them now. I mean, they're all adults, but they still need life.
Yep, absolutely.
And maybe if there were some death words said back here, gosh, maybe
We can overcome
can
it
be
with life.
righted. Yeah, I hope.
Absolutely. I think that's all I've got on it. Do you have anything, other questions or other things that God spurred?
I don't. So just ultimately, and we can quit on this moment, but ultimately, faith isn't just about salvation.
It's not.
It is literally about so many other things, and like your walk and your words every day.
You're absolutely right. We think faith is for getting saved and then that's it. Faith is a daily, hourly thing.
Right.
I have faith to walk in these things, or I have faith to quit and just sit down and wither. We can speak faith.
I think this was big because life words need to be coming out of every person all the time.
How about even when we're just joking? How many death words do we say just joking?
A lot. Can you imagine what the world would be like if people only spoke life? Can you believe? Oh man, we would live in a whole different place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's awesome. I think this was good, and it didn't take as long as sometimes we do. So
I'm glad we waited to have the conversation here.
Me too.
I hope you all enjoyed it.
Me too. That was great. So we appreciate that y'all came to visit with us today. Hey, I didn't even say this last time, but you can press like at the bottom. You can share with other people. You're totally welcome to. I believe there's a comments thing. If you want to comment back, that would be fabulous. But we are so excited that you joined us today. Hope y'all have a great afternoon.